It is time now for Better Money Now. We hear often that today the individual is responsible for his or her own retirement, and that's a much different mindset than years ago. Joel Johnson is a certified financial planner and managing partner at Johnson Brunetti, and he's telling us why things have changed so much. Thanks for being here, Joel.
Great to be here, Kara.
I mean, corporate culture has to be part of that, right?
Corporate culture is part of it. People don't stay at the job for as long, and also corporations have gotten rid of a lot of pensions.
Yeah.
It costs a lot of money for them to have that on their balance sheet because that shows up as debt. Wall Street doesn't like that, so there's a lot of pressure for them to get rid of pensions. We're on our own. My grandfather wasn't. He got a pension. We're on our own now to make sure we're saving for retirement.
So we're going to talk about the shifting in your retirement planning. And number one, that first point is exactly what you just said. Pensions are not as common. I remember my father used to tell me, you start working, instead of asking for a big raise, ask them to contribute more to your pension. It's like, you can't even ask that because a lot of companies don't do it.
A lot of companies don't have. Now, if you're a school teacher, now you don't contribute to your pension. They contribute for you, or you could a little bit in our state, contribute a tiny bit. But school teacher, government worker, a lot of them might have pensions. My son's in the military. He'll have a pension. But for the most part, if you work for a private company around Connecticut, you just have a 401k. Sometimes with a generous match, but you just have a 401k.
Next, changes in Social Security.
Right, and we've talked about this before here, is Social Security has changed. The retirement age has gotten farther out. There might even be some means testing where it says if you saved a ton of money in order to fix Social Security, they might cut your benefit. That's not in the works, but it's been discussed in the past.
If you don't really need it, even though you contributed. Okay.
That's right. So, and we need more money than Social Security to live on.
Okay. Number three, life expectancy increases. And that's really what's been the problem is, even with cities and towns, we're seeing that in Connecticut, they just figured the numbers don't match up because people are living longer.
Right, which is one of the reasons why pensions and Social Security are having trouble, because they expected people to live to maybe 70, 72, 73, and people are living well into their 80s. And so, again, we've got to make sure we prepare for longevity. You can't just go crazy spending money when you're 65 when you retire. You might need money when you're 90.
Okay. And what about healthcare expenses? We are living longer, but then healthcare, nobody ever imagined it was going to get so expensive.
No, it's amazingly expensive. Insurance is much more expensive. And of course, insurance doesn't pay for everything. And as we get older, you know, my mom and dad, my mom's been in the hospital 3 times this last year, not for major things, but just for little things. And there's co-pays for all that. So we've got to set aside money in a financial plan for health care if we have the extra money to do that. Set up a reserve account.
Okay, so you have an offer for people and they can feel a little bit more empowered. It's the Retirement Planning Checklist. And to get Joel's offer for free, all you have to do is go to bettermoneytv.com. Look for the box there. It's going to say, click here to receive your free offer from Johnson Brunetti. And you'll make sure that people get that offer sent off to them for free.
Yeah, and this is great, Kara, because it's got the 10 things, and you just simply go through. And it's like taking a quiz. You check the box if you've covered it. If you haven't covered it, it reminds you to do so.
All right. Well, I'll feel a little bit better when you go to sleep at night. Thank you so much, Joel.
Thanks, Kara.
That's Better Money.